The greatest evangelist that's ever lived is dead now. Are we on the same page? When you read the story of men and women that have done tremendous things with God, many of them are not alive again. The system that God has put in place to replicate the same thing is just leadership. If there is no one to continue in the same, it's because that system was faulty. You cannot rule and reign forever. So if you maintain followers, you are limiting what God is doing in the territory, number one, and you are limiting what God is doing in your life. The desire of God is that one way or the other, we all have to be a product of leadership. A system that He has put in place to ensure that there can be a track record proven upon the origination of our working with Him. And this is the same reason why people don't change church, they change leaders. The simple reason why most pastors keep on complaining again and again and again is because they are bad leaders. A pastor is a leader, a head of department is a leader, a prophet is a leader, an apostle is a leader. When you have a business, anything you do in life, work upon the strength of leadership. Even if you start selling one thing today, you want to sell, maybe you bought one orange, you want to sell it, right? You have to first of all become your CFO, your CEO, and see everything. So you sustain the capacity to think and act on behalf of the company, or on behalf of the profitability of your business. At that point, you become the leader. As you begin to advance, you then begin to need more people to help manage this, manage that, manage this. But the truth is this: the bigger the corporation, the more the strength and the capacity of the leaders. You can manage something well when it's small, but as you begin to advance, you need more strength in leadership to be able to manage it. Jesus Christ knew the strength of what He was coming to do on the earth. Every prophet come as a prophet. While Jesus one came, He established a government of 12 people. Why? Because He knows there is an authority that He's coming with, number one. But number two, there is an established government on the earth that already has a government of more than 12 people. The Pilate, the Pharaoh, the Roman government themselves have a system. He can only conquer them by a system again. What wisdom and strategy do you think is going to be required to conquer Lafia? What wisdom and strategy do you think is going to be required to conquer Nigeria? Muslims always operate by strategy. They are not stupid. They do not only just pray to the sun and the moon and the star. They sit down and they plan strategically what to do and how to do it. Leadership is a system of strategic planning. Strategic. When God calls you, He empower your spirit. It's your job to empower your mind to think like Him and act like Him. When God calls you, He gives you the required tool in the spirit. It's your job to bring it to the earth for your profitability. The limitation of men upon the face of the earth is traceable to their mindset and also their inability to establish a system of leadership that help them advance. If Jesus Christ was alone, I guarantee you there is little thing He can do. No man excel alone. It's a mediocre mentality. I can do it all by myself. You lie. You will need people again and again and again. Leadership is the ability for you to manage people, utilize their potentials as much as trust them enough to make mistakes. Many of us don't trust nobody. You can't allow anybody to do anything on behalf of you. You feel they are not qualified. When do you think they will be qualified? How will they have the opportunity? You are just like the system of our employment today. They want to employ the sibling 10 years working experience. Okay, how will I get the working experience if you not give me the opportunity? Everywhere you go to bring working experience. So you now see graduates roaming about everywhere because there's no working experience. All they're moving about, is it not enough working experience? Somebody told me she submitted CV to about, I think I was with Evangelist, she said about 500 CVs. 500 companies. I told her, stop. Don't submit the next one. Before you submit the next one, listen to this. It's like what the media people used to do. 500. Are you Thomas Edison? Are you trying to discover electricity? I said that moment you are using to do that, I can teach you another thing that you will do, and you will not need that CV. If you apply for a job, they refuse to give you a job. Create your job first. When you become valuable, that's why they ask you, what can you do? Because they don't expect you to come without doing something. Tell them you can pray. Tell them you are in Shekinah prayer department. Say, can we start here? What can you do? I can play. It's something. What can you do? Don't try me. I can sing. Set this place on fire. What can you do? Don't be afraid. I remember there was a guy that got a job employment. In his CV, he added where he served, the churches he went to, where he ministered and everything. And the person that was interviewing him happened to be a believer. He said, Kai, I'm actually looking for a believer to work with. And by not testing the person's character, testing, evaluating by spiritual capacity, he gave the person the job. Imagine if I have a company. Apart from your credibility, I still need spirituality.